Just a few technical reminding notes before we get started. If you experience any issues with your audio or video during the conference, just refresh your browser and that should take care of everything. If you have any questions for our speakers or panel members, please do feel free to post your questions on the video wall, which is on the right-hand side of your screen. We will share with our speaker at the end of the session, and they will reply to you through the video wall or through the email afterwards. If you'd like to connect with our speakers, please move to the home lobby page. You can find the speaker by typing their names under Networking tab on the right-hand corner of your screen. We welcome all of our audience to interact with each other through our networking features. And also, please feel free to tag us on our social media handles with the hashtag AIMDigital. Greetings, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yasmin Shah, and I'll be your MC for today. On behalf of the UAE Ministry of Economy and the annual investment meeting, we would like to welcome you all to the AIM Digital 2020 Future Cities Pillar sponsored by Sustainable City. Just a few technical reminding notes before we get started. If you experience any issues with your audio or video during the session, just refresh your browser and that should take care of everything. If you have any questions during the presentation, please do feel free to post your questions on the video wall. We will share with our speaker at the end of the session, and they will reply to you through the video wall or through an email afterwards. Importantly, we welcome all our audience to interact with each other on the wall. For our first session of the day, we'd like to welcome Mr. Saeed AlZarouni, Senior Vice President, Mobile Networks, Etisalat Digital, to address his speech on the future of 5G.
It's my pleasure to participate on the annual Arab Investment Meeting. We'll talk about here the 5G, starting from the Etisalat launch, commercial launch of the 5G networks. In May 2008 was the day that Etisalat lead the market here in the region and to launch the 5G networks in United Arab Emirates. Before this day, we start actually working on the 5G from 2014. Maybe you'll be wonder why we start on that day. That day that the ITU and the 3GPP start putting the standardization and the spectrum selection for the 5G. Etisalat and our regulatory, the TRA and United Arab Emirates, also they participated actively and heavily on during the working groups in the ITU and in 3GPP to put the standard and the specification and selecting let's say the spectrums for to build the 5G networks. We took all this journey from 2014 to come to 2017 that Etisalat launched the first, let's say, a pre-commercial network in December 2017, and then on May 2018, the day that Etisalat launched commercially the first 5G network in the region, and it's actually the first, let's say, it's one of the first in the world worldwide. At that time, when we launched the services, the devices was very limited. We talk about the fixed wireless devices. We start building our networks. We cover 2 cities at that time, and then we start the journey to roll out the 5G networks in UAE. Today, after let's say around 2 years, we are talking about 40% of our populated coverage has been covered by the 5G networks. In the main cities, all the cities has been served by the 5G networks. We are targeting to enhance our coverage to reach more than 40% by end of this year. The journey not started. Why we are focusing on the 5G? The 5G is let's say it's a foundation and the fundamentals for the fourth industrial revolution that started from 2014. We believe that 5G will be the base for the future. It will change the societies. It will change the people lifestyle. And Etisalat, with this, we build an arm called Etisalat Digital that will provide all the digital solutions, end-to-end digital solution to the business sectors, like cyber security, AI, video analytics, cloud, and all the digital that will support our industry and other, let's say, governmental entities here within United Arab Emirates. If we move forward with this, let's see that what will happen in the next year, that with Etisalat, that we aim to enhance our coverage and start penetrating an indoor also, to build an indoor solution like we started this year, that to have the first 5G on the Burj Khalifa, the tallest iconic building in the world, and we have it covered by the 5G networks. Then also we start covering the first international airport in the region. Abu Dhabi Airport has been covered by the 5G, and we move with that with another buildings, which is very critical buildings, some of the governmental buildings, and we start also doing proof concepts, use cases with the different industrials here within UAE. 5G is moving very fast. What 5G can provide compared to the previous generation? We talked about here in UAE, Etisalat, we reach more than 3 gigabit per second of speed. So it's a massive increase of speed if we compare it with the previous generation. In addition to that, the latency that will be let's say the requirement or prerequisite to build a future use cases that's expected to come in the coming years. 1 millisecond that we measured here, it's a very fast response time we measure in a live network here in UAE. The important also that let's say feature or capability that 5G technology will provide to the let's say to the society, the massive connectivity of the devices. We know that the 5G we're not aiming to have let's say a consumer connectivity. We'll talk about also the Internet of Things, that it is moving now, especially with what happened in 2020 with the pandemic, the post-pandemic, that will change the life, and all let's say different sectors, different industrial will depends on the remote and distance control. This also will accelerate the demand on the 5G technology. For massive connectivity, we're talking about 1 million of connection within 1 kilometer. That will never happen with the 4G technology. So the 5G technology it's massively required, and we believe on the 5G technology that will change, let's say, the societies, and it will take us to the next era with the digital transformation. If we move forward, also we talk about what Etisalat doing with this regards. We start establishing a different partnership and also collaboration, and we're starting, if we take an example, Expo 2020, we work with them closely to build a state-of-art network based on the 5G with the latest use cases in terms of security, in terms of video surveillance, and other AI solutions. This partnership started a year ago, and we are continuing working with Expo to ensure that this event, which is let's say one of the biggest events in the world, it will be succeeded with the let's say high-class 5G network when it will be started by October 2021. We are moving forward also with the 5G to continue our coverage and network expansion in the coming years, to lead the market in the region, to be the best. This is our target in Etisalat, and as we put let's say our theme that we have to drive the digital future to empower societies. This is what we need to do, is to work towards that target, is to change and to be one of the main player on the digital solution. I would like to thank everybody who participated in this event, and we assure you that Etisalat will support you and will ensure that this full services based on the 5G and let's say the high standard digital solution will be provided by our Etisalat digital arm. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Saeed AlZarouni, for giving an insightful talk on 5G and Etisalat's aim on digitalizing economies, empowering societies, and changing people's lifestyles. To our audiences, if you have any questions, please do feel free to post your questions in the chat box. We will share with our speakers at the end of the conference, and they will reply to you through the chat box or through an email afterwards.